What's going on, guys? Operation Moon here with another video. Thanks for everyone who's been supporting me. The road to 1k subs is real. We're currently sitting at 950, which is just insane. So trying to get 1k before the end of July, and I have a good feeling. So at 1k subs, going to do a giveaway. Going to give away my investment guide for altcoins. So in order to be eligible for that, make sure you're subscribed and comment on the video, and then I'll pick a random person once we hit that 1k. So yeah, look, thanks for the support. So in today's video, we're just going to go over the cryptocurrency market as a whole. We're going to look at the SHIB Reddit, as well as an article here about the price of BTC. So let's jump into it. So we can see that the overall crypto market is down 1.6%. BTC sitting around 31,400. So down 1% in the last day, 8% over the last week. You can see there's a significant decrease there. We're going to come all the way down to number 33, which is Shiba Inu, and we're down 4.7% today and 18% over the course of the week. I did give a price update in my video yesterday, but just to show you how the market is currently moving, and we'll go to the 1 hour time frame here, and you can see, within the last day, we've had a significant dip here again, but that is okay. I did say if we broke this 655 mark, we would go lower, which is exactly what has happened. So touched on that around here. I believe it was about this area. We've touched on that. We've broke it a few hours later, and since then we've had a decline. That's okay. We're sitting around this 643 mark now. So don't think we've been this low since May, roughly. So 23rd of June was the last time. But that's okay. Things are still looking good for Shiba. Jumping across to this article here, it's about the BTC price, and it's the lowest weekly close of 2021. So 31,500 BTC price, on track for lowest weekly close. Now we can see BTC was on track to lose nearly 3,000 this week as a weekend of mixed price behavior came to an end. You can see this is the hour time frame here. You can see we fluctuated from the range of 32,000 all the way down to 31, mid 31. So trader hopes for last minute BTC price volatility. Data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView showed BTC USD trading at just above 31,500 late Sunday, a potential 2,800 weekly candle. So we can see the candle here that has closed. This is December, and then we've got February starting just about here. So this is January. We pushed right above. We came straight out of December at the low 20s, and all of January we rose all the way up to 40k. We closed at about 35, and then since that point we actually haven't had a candle close below 31.5k this year. So the weekend has produced little by way of surprises, with Bitcoin moving within predictable range after seeing an initial brief spurt over 32,000 on Friday. Despite retaining 31,000 support and so far not retesting 30,000, Bitcoin was nonetheless on track to seal its lowest weekly close since December 2020. Big tweet here from Mark Davis. Bitcoin still ranging sideways. Surprise, surprise. That's what I mean. A lot of sideways movement. While some traders and analysts expressed their lack of satisfaction with spot price action after 2 months of hovering in the same range, others were still mindful of potential disruption. Wouldn't surprise me if we get a random move in the final 2 to 3 hours of this weekly candle of Bitcoin. And then Sunday marked the date of the largest in a series of unlockings at the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, an event anticipated with nervousness by many. Any obvious impact on price behavior had yet to be seen at the time of writing. So then we've got to touch on altcoins set to lock in losses. Altcoins looked similarly lackluster on Sunday. Many of the top 50 cryptocurrencies by market cap lining up losses akin to Bitcoin's minus 8%. ETH hovered around 1900. I believe it's in the 1800s now. It's still clear of a support zone around $100 lower. Okay, so that's that 1860 range, 1850, while AMP managed gains of 12%. So just wanted to point that out there. First weekly candle below 31,500 since December 2020. It's interesting stuff. So just jumping across to the Reddit now, and there's a post from a user. Basically, it's let's break down and talk about the berry returns. Now, obviously, a lot of people aren't happy with it. The returns, I put it in a video yesterday, and in regards to that, it's obviously the long-term game. There is no way that there was going to be these exorbitant returns in a short amount of time. It's just not realistic. It's the long game. So it's massive gains compared to what a bank's going to pay you in an interest account. Like, it just is. Regardless of if you have, $6,000 in there, $60,000 or $600, the interest that you're going to gain from ShibaSwap is far greater than what you will get from a bank. So that's massive in comparison. So we'll jump through this article, give you a quick read just to give you a perspective check on it. I know a lot of users are disappointed with the small kickbacks, but let's curb the emotion and come at this from a financial standpoint. I'll be the first to admit that my expectations for this were insanely high, like stupid high, like quit my job and live off interest high. I dare say majority of the community thought the same thing. I was hoping for instant Lambos and traveling the world high, godlike gains, my friends' godlike gains. Unfortunately, reality set in, slapped the crap out of me, and then choked me with some gas fees. So enough of being a dreamer, let's figure this out. And just on that point, honestly, majority of the investors in crypto at the moment, I don't think are really in it for the long term. Everyone wants to make that quick buck. So, this just comes back to investing in general, and there's just a few rules that you need to put in place when you buy into something. And you can research those online. There's a lot of information out there that will give you some just basic tips about investing. They are applicable to crypto as well. Let's start with some clearing of the air. Is it worth it to bury versus dig? It is true that the returns on dig are higher. This should be no surprise, as liquidity pools always have a higher rate of return. This return comes at a risk or impermanent loss. This occurs when one token increases or decreases in price, causing an imbalance in your liquidity pool. To keep the pool equal, tokens are removed and added to keep in balance. Taking out your investment during the imbalance makes the impermanent loss permanent. In most cases, the higher gains outweigh the loss. This option is good if you don't mind babysitting your investment a little to ensure you don't end up with an impermanent loss that outweighs your gains. Bury has little to no risk. With this, you get smaller returns, no babysitting is needed, and if you don't care to roll your weekly gains back into your investment, you can, in theory, leave it there unattended for months and years. If you want to make large gains on your money, learn to day trade. Even small pots of money can make massive strides in very little time if you learn to properly read charts, mitigate your losses, and lastly, get a little lucky. So just on that last point there, he's right. There is so much information out there. You can go and teach yourself all of this stuff. And then if you're confident in investing or day trading, go for it. It obviously takes a lot of time to get that knowledge, but these Lambo mindsets from holding for a month, it's just not realistic. Not everybody, the 500,000 holders aren't going to become millionaires overnight. It's just not going to happen. Let's dive into berry returns. I'm going to use 1 billion tokens as our initial berry. These tokens are roughly worth 6,600 US. If you buried them on day one, yesterday's returns would have been close to the following: 50 bones and 15 in ETH. I do not have an amount of SHIB, but if the returns are half of that ETH, you should get around $7.5 in SHIB reinvested. Now, I understand if this was placed in day one, our returns are for 2 weeks. I'm not sure if the returns reflect that or not, but we won't know until the next woof date. Regardless, we got 33% of the above returns released yesterday. So in 6 months, when you'll be able to get the full weekly returns, this is going to look even better. For now, though, your 33% gave you 67.50. When it's released, you will be looking at $202. Even if this is for a 2-week period, $100 per week is really good returns. That's 5,200 per year, and if you just straight wait 365 days, you can remove your gains and nearly double your initial investment. Brethren, this might not be retirement money or mansion moolah, but those are some legit good numbers from a finance standpoint. Completely agree. That is what it's about. It's about the long game and compound interest. I put a video up about this the other week. It's about compound interest. Now, if you were in a position where you did get $1 billion and left that $6,000 investment, and you're in a position where you didn't need to monitor that as much, that's exactly what you would do. You would continue to just reinvest the returns after each year, and it's going to compound and compound and compound. So that is the goal. And you're not going to get a return of, say, in this scenario, $100 a week off a $6,600 investment from a bank. That just does not happen. Now, I heard people saying stuff like, I'm going to pull my money out, put it into pancakeswap staking. They have a 98% return on cake. Pancakeswap has been around for almost a year and practically owns the BEP20 market. Secondly, the cake token has significantly less upward potential. SHIB has the possibility of moving 2 zeros before the end of the year, making any short-term cake gains mute in comparison. ShibaSwap is just a nice bonus to make returns on your money while we wait for the proper adoption of crypto and the inevitable rise of SHIB with it. Lastly, if you had placed your money with any bank in something as secure as staking your $6,600, you would have gotten 0.05% or $3.30 a year. Maybe if you had enough money and a solid banking institution, you could earn 1.8% or $118 a year, but only for the first year on promotion. After that, it drops to 0.5. But like, there it is. That's the scenario. We won't go into it, but it's exactly, banks are not going to pay you, as the interest is not going to be as high from a bank. Now, again, I get it. We all expected more because we look at numbers of tokens and things. Hey, a billion things should give me a crazy return, right? Welcome back to reality. A billion tokens are only worth 6,600. I'm not saying that's peanuts, but to expect 50,000 a year off that, we were all in Neverland. In no financial sense do those returns exist or make sense. So do I think people should vary? Hell yes. Do I think people who can manage risk should dig? You bet I do. Do I think people who want to grind their pocket into diamonds should day trade? Absolutely. The returns are great, and even the smallest investment can make moves if you take risks, mitigate your losses, and reap the rewards. Getting rich overnight won't happen, and I get it. Your 200 million SHIB costs you good money, and you want to see it grow and help you support your family or change your stars, but that won't happen from just 14 days sitting in a staking pool. Keep adding to your pot on the dips and reinvesting your wolfable rewards when the fees are low. Your little pot will grow with very little risk, and when the price of Shiba increases with the crypto market, you will be previewed to really good growth and gains. Know that this is the beginning of a new industry and you are a part of it. Much loves Shiblings, Shib Kings, and Shib Queens. Very well said. It's the long-term game and reinvest. Think about this over the course of 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Not 5 weeks, 5 months. It's the long-term game with this. And it's compounding your return. So you can have that on the side while teaching yourself to day trade. There's many, many options out there. There's so much information out there online right now. And yeah, you just got to find the right sources. So if you like the content, hit that sub button. It would be greatly appreciated. And like the video. Peace.